All right. Oh, you're right. My volume was off. Sorry. I was muted, but basically all I said was I'm looking at NVIDIA right now. Has this 242 top from a couple days ago that I've been paying attention to. I scaled into only 2 contracts, so I'm at a 280 average, which is pretty high, but I'm looking to get way more. Just waiting to see how the market reacts and how NVIDIA can react, because if I can see NVIDIA get around, I think maybe this 238 mark, that'd probably be another good entry point for me to scale in. The reason I'm scaling it is because I think this is going to take a little bit to set up. Probably around this level. Could still bounce on this uptrend, but it looks like it's starting to reject a little bit. So a higher or a lower high here, not really too confident in that, but I do like the opportunity for it because there's nothing else happening in the market. SPY is only moving, cents at a time. So if you play the SPX, you're basically screwed. This looks like it's breaking down this uptrend a little bit. So I'm going to remove that for now. And I'm going to wait for a little bit of a retest down to this 238. I'm down about $35 a contract on 2 contracts, but I'm trying to get up to 10 because if this does start breaking out and get above this 240 mark, which seems to be the big resistance point. I've been looking at this for so long. NVIDIA and Meta are my 2 biggest watches. I think Meta still has a little bit more room down before I want to get involved. It did tap this downtrend though. Or it's getting closer to it. So I'm hoping it can touch this 179 here pretty soon before we see that launch back towards 190. That'll be my big watch. But I am watching NVIDIA big time here. If it breaks down below 238, I might just stop myself out small with 2 contracts. But I don't know. I think that this has a really good opportunity to push back up at least. I could probably get my average down to 260-ish. And then if it runs up to 300, 320, it'd be a nice little $600 if I take a risk on a $2,500 trade. Seems to be a pretty good risk to reward ratio to me, but this is a little concerning on the 15-minute chart because it did break below this trend. So the fact that it's breaking below, actually it hasn't yet. Not exactly yet on the 15. So we're going to need a bounce pretty soon here on NVIDIA. I'm only going to pay attention to that. Meta is my big watch for a couple weeks out, couple days out, but that's my big watch right now. So seems a little off on the 5-minute, but this is on the 15-minute chart, so it's going to be a little skewed off. But I'm really looking at the support line around 238. Maybe I'll start to add. Might take like I think my max loss here would be like $200, but I only have 2 right now, and I'm down $40 a contract. So I'm looking for a nice bounce here at some point. Got in a little early. I chased this top a little bit. It kind of came back. I thought this would have been a nice upper shadow to consolidate to re-break, but then the Bollinger Band kind of got leveled off. There's not a lot of momentum today, so clearly it's going to be pretty tough for me to make any money, especially off this trade. But it is expiring on Friday, so theta is not going to come into effect here. I might look for this bounce right at this level. Depending on the volume, the time in sales, the data, the order flow, whatever happens here, it could go right to this VWAP line at 237. And then I might, I don't know. It's pretty tough to tell. I'll give you some real-time updates once I see the flow come in, but I am in this trade lightly with 2 contracts trying to get up to 10. Risk about $2,600, $2,500. See if we can make a quick $400, $500, $600. See what happens. But teeny little bounce here. This is the SPY. I think that this looks good as long as it holds above this 238 zone. Might go slightly below it, but if we see a big bounce below that 238, that's when I know. All right, that's actually a good point. I got to look at MDB real quick, just real quick. They have earnings today, or Thursday, I believe. From 199 to 220. These probably aren't going to be anything worth our time. MDB contracts are 200%. Damn. Wow. Talk about selling options here. You could collect $400 just by holding these overnight, probably all week, honestly. I kind of want to see these puts real quick. You could have sold probably these 2. Let's just say you could have sold these 215 puts, collected a pretty fat premium. Let's see how much these worth a couple days ago. Wow. Bam. 3 days. No, it's not. It's 3 days. I guess that's not too much. You could have collected about $500 just by selling this option. That's not horrible, but it's not the best. Well, let's go back to NVIDIA now. I'm currently in this thing. I think it's going to consolidate. We're in that consolidation level before we see that next leg up, but I hate how this Bollinger Band is coming back down. Not the best thing. I don't know if we're going to get that squeeze that I want. It looks like it's getting too slow. I feel like I'm trying to force some trades. I'm down like probably 200 after this trade, maybe 300 after this trade, but I had a decent day yesterday. This is just, it's been a really choppy market, so. I still have faith in this, though. I'm trying to look for a nice little $500 gain and call it a day. Just get these slow gains add up. CrowdStrike is one that is bouncing right now, but this thing is trash. I had a couple bounce levels. I played this bounce level here at the bottom. It started to bounce for me, but then it completely reversed on me, so I got stopped out. So that was my first stop out of the day. Kept the loss very small there, and now I'm paying attention to NVIDIA. Had an SPX play that did well. The second one didn't do well, so I'm just sitting flat on that. And now I'm just waiting for NVIDIA. But I don't think we're going to get any moves today. I think today's going to be very choppy. It's Wednesday. Usually Wednesdays are pretty good, but my thought process here is to continue with this uptrend with NVIDIA. So hasn't completely broken down yet from pre-market. It looks like this level. But if we do it from today, looks like it's testing it right now. So it's a little unnerving because this 238 is a support level, so it could break down, break towards this VWAP. It's just going to be really choppy, so I'm not really too stressed out about it, especially since it's for Friday expiration, so we have 2 days for this to move, and it only has fallen 80 cents from my entry point, but I only have 2 contracts. So just waiting on these. These were worth 500 yesterday. Theta got them to 400. These could go up to like 330, 320. I'm not looking for a massive return, but might put some size on it to see what can happen. Looks like the market is pretty beat up over here. I think this is going to be a really, really boring day. I don't think that there's going to be too much opportunities for anybody out there if you're trading options. If you're selling options, this is a perfect day. It's going sideways, and you're just going to collect that theta decay. Obviously, it's not going to be huge wins, but could be really nice. Tesla reversing off this Bollinger Band. You can see how days like today are not the best day to trade unless you're just scalping in and out, real quick movements, because this just is like Bollinger Bands pointing at each other. They're really small. You're not getting any. The volume looks good, but if it's not moving anywhere, there's just like stagnant plays here. I'm down $30 a contract on my NVIDIA play. The question is do I get more? I think that this has some room down, so I don't really want to sell this at 249. I only have 2 contracts. I'm trying to get up to 10, but until I see the opportunity, I'm just going to sit here and wait. I sell options all the time. Usually when there's a premium run-up with earnings. So if like earnings implied volatility percentage is like 200%, I'll sell some options running up to it. I don't really swing the sells into earnings because I don't really want to purchase the shares. I usually sell puts, so I just have the cash waiting in the account. So you have to have a good amount of cash to sell puts, cash secured puts, but it really does help out just to have it there. It's better than a bank account in my opinion because you can make your own money by having it just sitting in a brokerage account. So for example, I don't know if you guys know how to, but if you do Coinbase right here, $64, and you think it's going to go up, you could sell these contracts for next week and collect about $300 per 100 shares, so about $6,000 in there. You could collect $300 on it, and your bank account will not collect you $300 on that. Obviously, you need to chart, make sure it's going to go up or it's going to go sideways and not expire because you don't want to purchase those shares. But to be honest, if I'm purchasing Coinbase at 61, I feel like that's a pretty fair valuation for them, so I wouldn't be too upset about that. Then you can obviously wait for it to go up. You can sell your shares. You can sell covered calls against your shares. It's like the game of the rich. It's a very patient game, but it is a game. What am I looking at here? Still sitting at this 240 level. I bought these at 280. I think at this level I might buy one. This is getting really, really choppy. I don't know if this is worth my time. Yeah, exactly. You have $6,000 in your account. It would take you 100 years to make $100, and you could do that in 2 days with selling an option on it. All right, we're getting the push. Let's see if this actually can spike up, though. I need to see this volume spike up. I want to see this. I don't want to see this breakdown of the support line. So support line bounce, support line bounce, support line bounce. Acted as resistance a few times as well. So if we can start to see this little break of this little flag situation we got going on right here from here to here. Nice little break above 239. Would be nice to see that 240 push, and then I also have that 242 target price. It's very choppy right now. Usually a good time to buy in is when it's choppy. 255 though. I'm still down because I bought pretty high like an idiot. But it should be pretty quickly recovered here in a sec. 260. If it gets back up to this level, I'll be profitable. I feel like I should buy more than just 2. All right, I've been talking about this quite a bit. So when you see a break out of this level, if it holds, a new candle here would retest and bounce off this, but it needs to hold this on the breakout. If it breaks out and then you see a long upper shadow and it goes back below, that means that the sellers have a hold of it, and it's most likely not a confirmed breakout. So I'm looking at this 15-minute chart over here. We have an uptrend with some consolidation. If we can get above that 239 again, I would be pretty confident that we're going to run towards that 240. I do hate that the Bollinger Bands are getting really close to each other, and it's kind of rejecting that breakout right now. So maybe this is just kind of a faulty position, but 257. I could see this running up to about 330, 340 per contract. So it wouldn't be a huge play, but with size, it pays out. We got about 2 minutes until this candlestick closes too, so I'm going to take a little bit. SPY's just chopping sideways. I would never play the SPX. I know people love the SPX. Do not play it when you see the contract or you see the SPY moving 30, 20, 15 cents at a time. It's just going to chop you out and you're not going to make anything. So whew, she's rejecting it. I don't know, guys. I think this might be a forced bullshit trade that I'm in right now. 280 fill, only 2 contracts. I still want more, but I don't know. I just don't think that this is. It might take me some time to get the confidence to scale back in. I'm in the 242.50 contracts. Yep. It looks like all the sellers got a hold of it. Same with the market kind of taking down a little bit. This might be an exhausted position, so I'm still down $42 a contract on 2, so down about $80. I think I might just hold this for a second, and if I don't see any sort of buyers at this support level right here, 238 exactly, I'll probably hop right back out. But this is always a sell signal that it's going to go lower, so probably smart of me if I hop out right now and just take the loss of $80, $85. Because this is going to be a sell signal. If it tries to break out and you see a rip down like that, well, there's a little bit of buyers at this support line. But I think that this is done for, to be honest, right around this level. I think that the best entry point, if you're not in this NVIDIA play, would be at this bottom Bollinger Band around this 237. I don't know if I want to wait for that, though, on 2 contracts. I might have to just get back in. If it breaks below this 238, I'll sell it, take a little loss, maybe $90, $100 or so. And then, yeah, it's going to break below. Anytime you see this rejection of a breakout, it's going to go lower, like 99% of the time. If you see a large upper shadow going red after that big breakout, sellers are all there, and it's most likely heading lower. So we're probably going to see this 237.50, 237, unless it bounces at the support. If it closes below this 238, it's a wrap. But we still have 4 minutes for this candlestick to close, so we could see spike down. For me to get involved in this play and buy more, I would need basically a long candlestick like this, but on the downside this time. So it shows me that just wanted to test this, got all the resting orders, and now it's ready to go. So it's cooler when it breaks down because then the Bollinger Bands start to expand. I'm down nicely on this, though. Jesus. Down $60. Just on 2, though, so it's not a lot of money, but percentage-wise, it's pretty annoying. 15-minute chart also breaking down over here. I think that this might be a wrap unless we see that larger lower shadow. There we go. We're starting to get it. We got 3 minutes, though, so until this closes, unless it closes at the very bottom, we'll be all right. Thinking about buying 3 all the way down here, averaging this down to about 230, 240. So on a jump, we could make money. But Like I said, this is just some really, really shitty movements today. I was expecting way more. Yesterday was really great. Today, terrible. Uh, Implied volatility percentage. So when you're selling contracts, you want to look for implied volatility percentage. Theta decay has to be pretty high. And then depending on what you're selling, just look for the opposite. So if it's at the very bottom of the Bollinger Band, you think it's going to bounce, you would obviously want to sell puts because you want selling puts as a bullish position. Damn, this thing is just getting tanked. But selling options, you want IV percentage to be low. All right, so I'm down $140 on 2 contracts, which is not a lot of money. But for that amount of contracts, that is crazy. This thing fell almost $100. Now it's almost 160. If you're going to get involved here on NVIDIA, I still think it's a great play, but it's going to be at this 237 level. Right at the bottom of this Bollinger Band, everybody that knows that I trade or how I trade, it's always reversal candles. I kind of got in early for that breakout, but it could be pretty good. I wish I saw this 30-minute a little bit earlier because I would have saw this reversal candle, shooting star, and then obviously the rejection. I would have known that that's going to come down. Bad take on my part. Should have done a little bit more research. Just jumping the gun here because I haven't been able to trade much today. Everything's just been very, very choppy. 206, 200. Market's fallen too. How's the 15-minute? I think that this is just completely choppy. 5-minute. Yeah, I don't see really anything, and the market is kind of just moving NVIDIA at this point. Lots of volume here on the spike down. I'm way up here too. I think I might have to just take my loss and cut it. I don't think that there's going to be any volume. I mean, there's a ton of volume coming in here, but it looks like no buyers in sight. Even though this is only $1 drop, it's not very much. Let's see what happens here. It's down to 190. I feel like every time I live stream a trade, I always have to fight the position. But here we are. I was born ready for this. It looks like the market's taking a huge dump, though. 397.81. It's getting closer and closer to that low of the day mark. But as always, these bottom Bollinger Bands, now that they're expanding a little bit, could give it some momentum to the upside. You can see this start to expand. You can start to see this expand. Bollinger Bands are really a reversal candle. I'm looking at the support line now, right here at this 236.50. Yeah, I'm working on dollar cost averaging right now. So I only have 2 contracts, but I'm up really high. I could just take the 160 loss. My whole goal was to get 10 of these, but now I don't know if that's even worth it to me because the market's taking a dump. NVIDIA is not looking as good as it was. I have this target range at 242. Starting to form this hammer candle, so maybe I will end up averaging down here on a lot more contracts. I'm going to get rid of all these lines to redraw them. Basically, what I was looking at was this new high, or this recent high right here at 242.50, which is why I bought the 242.50 calls, thinking it was going to go in the money. And then there's a nice resistance point at this 239.20, which is what we broke earlier. So I was hoping we could retest that high of the day and then rip to ride out this new high. So you can see this Bollinger Band bounce right now. It's at 205. I don't know if this is enough for me to get involved just yet. This could reject this and then come back down. But I think right now, if you are not in NVIDIA, this could be a good opportunity. I think we might see one more spike down, though, which is a little bit... I think these are dead plays. Let me get one little pullback. Let me see if I can get in at like 195. I'll average down half, try and make back half the money. Not like down a lot, but not risking a lot because this is just not a good day to trade. Biggest watch in the market, though, is Meta. I'm just saying that. Just want everybody to realize how good of this opportunity this is. Weekly chart, you break out, closed above it, just talked about this. Unless it reverses, it's not bearish. This is a weekly chart, so give it a couple days. Around this 180 mark, 179, 178, I will be positioning for calls. If it continues to break down on me, then it will be A-okay for me. But as soon as I get that confirmation of a bounce off this downtrend, I am all in. All in. All right, we're getting a little bit of love here. Didn't fill me. I didn't get the dollar cost average, but I might sprinkle in one since this is a nice little bounce here. See if it'll fill me around 218 if I can get a little spike back down on the video. A 237 bounce is pretty nice. Back up to 238. I still think it has an opportunity to run today, but it's going to need a lot of work for now. It's already 11:30, so we're going to see some chop hours. So I'm down $60 a contract. It's a pretty strong reversal candle. Same with the 15-minute chart. Obviously, it hasn't closed yet. We need like another minute or so. Damn, this thing is moving though. Should have definitely bought more down here. I still think it's a great opportunity for anybody that's not in it. Tough day, everyone. I'm risking way less capital, clearly. Down 50 a contract. I really should have averaged down, though. This is a really nice candlestick. This could be a nice bounce off the 15-minute chart, and then we could potentially run up to this high at 240 at some point today, which would push these contracts way above where they are right now. They were at 320, so you could be making about $80, $90 a contract if this can get back up. It might be tough. I'm not going to say that's going to happen. I do see a little bit of volume coming in here. But this could have just been shorts covering, and then maybe they'll step back in. With these Bollinger Bands getting tighter and tighter, it's never a good sign. But we're going to have to wait and see. It looks like this SPY right here has a little downtrend retest. Starting to form a little bit of a descending triangle here, so hopefully that doesn't play out that way. Yeah, that 5-minute candle was really great. Didn't close. I was waiting for a little bit of a spike down to see if we can get a little bit of a dip by here for me to DCA, but this 15-minute candle, this 5-minute candle looks cool, but this 15-minute candle just looks like she's ready to get taken back to that 240 level. But there is still a little bit of a downtrend here, so just wait, looking at that. So it needs to break this little downtrend situation. Could test this, come back down. 244, so now I'm only down $35 a contract. Damn, this thing is, talk about a dip buy. When I tell you these Bollinger Bands have made me more money than anything I've ever done, it's this line right here, this bounce play and this rejection line. Most of the time I like the bounce unless we have like a crazy red situation going on, which should have been today, but you know, Powell somehow, even though that everything is negative that they talk about, the market goes green. I'm only down $30, but these just ran $60 a contract. So I wish I would have averaged down on those, but I was a little scared. I was a little timid on a no movement day, but this looks good to me. This 15-minute candle looks insane. 237 up to almost 239 in under 15 minutes. So we got about 3 minutes till this candle closes. If it can close at this 239 level, this is engulfing all this. I feel like we could see that 240 no problem. And I'm just sitting here still operating at a loss because I have a 280 fill. But I think it could still get up to that 320. I wish I would have averaged down. I'm just an idiot. Now I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback. We broke this uptrend a little bit here, or this downtrend. So let's see if we can retest it, then bounce even further. We'll see. I'm assuming we'll consolidate a little bit here. It can't just go straight up. Just a little reminder, because I got to look at this myself. Damn. Damn, that looks so damn good. I feel like this might be the opportunity to get it today to start swinging it, but I don't want to get in that early. I think that if I swing these, let me take a look at these meta calls real quick. So I do a couple weeks out. I think it would be a lot further of a swing, maybe like April 6th. 190s are 500. Ooh, okay. So 195s are 300. I would probably end up going for maybe less of the 190s or more of the 195s. Because I think that 197 level is going to be touched, and I think that 200 is also very possible on meta. 535. It obviously depends on Friday's going to tell me the whole story. Friday with the unemployment data is where the market's going to move a ton. It's going to suck because it's pre-market, so I don't want it to gap up or gap down on me, but I might take a small position in that and let it rock. NVIDIA, come on, baby. You can get up to that 240. It's at 252 right now. I'm down $28 a contract. I'm trying to average down. This 15-minute chart still looks pretty good to me. I'm going to wait for this 1 minute or this 15-minute to close in 50 seconds here. See if I can get a good opportunity. So it's 238 actually. I could probably buy one down here, average down a little bit. Seller's starting to come down. That's exactly what happened the last time I tried to break this downtrend. So came up this downtrend and then got rejected. I feel like there's a lot more buyers here at this level though. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time here, see where this 15-minute candlestick heads next. And then we'll see what happens. I'm going to get rid of this though. I don't like that this Bollinger Band is like kind of coming down a little bit. Although we're breaking out now. All right, we're down $20 a contract now. I should have averaged down. I keep saying that. My bad. But if you got this, if you got in at 190, 200, 210, 215, and you're sitting on some gains right now, that's a great play. This was an incredible play. These Bollinger Bands are everything. This volume is everything. I can't believe that I started scaling in right here like an idiot, but I should have started buying more around that VWAP touch. Market's still also trying to reverse. If I zoom out on this, you can almost kind of see that this is forming a nice base to head to high of the day on the 15-minute chart. Same with the 30-minute. Let's take a look at the 30. It looks like it. It looks like 30 is going to easily test this, and I'm looking at this 240-250. This could also be another resistance point. I'll draw it a little higher, maybe around that 241-ish. Seems to be a nice little resistance as well. Right around here, we rejected a couple times. So 240-60, that might be my take profit zone right at this level, 240-30. Oh, that's where it rejected it earlier. Interesting. It's crazy how like these levels are so spot on, where it rejected this level from yesterday, and now we have a little bit higher of a move. But I think that this could push above this. So if we get to above this high of the day, we'll retest this 240-250, and this seems bullish to me right now. So market's going, NVIDIA's going. If you're in a lot faster than me or a lot earlier than me, you could take profits. Doesn't look like I'm going to take a lot of money off this because I'm in a losing trade and I forgot to average down. But I feel like this is still going to that 242. So I still have an opportunity to average down again, hopefully around that 240-ish mark, maybe 230-ish. I'll get like a 260-ish average, 255 average, and then from there, if it goes to 320, now it's not a ton of money, but still around 400, 500 bucks. If I buy 10 though, could end up making a ton more. So we'll see what happens here. I like that 30-minute. I like that 15-minute chart. but I know that this is going to consolidate, come down a little bit. So I'm going to wait. I feel like this is a losing trade for me because there's not a ton of momentum and it's late. It's 11:47. But just got to be I just got to be patient. For Friday expiration, it's not going to do too much. I also don't want to miss out on this. I know this is going to squeeze at some point, but I just don't want to miss out. $15-minute chart here. This is now acting as resistance. It's 239.30, so just got to watch that on the 5-minute. This is going to be a really boring trade. I apologize. I'm trying to make it as exciting as possible, but there's literally nothing that's happening today. I think this is the best opportunity for the upside. I don't know if anybody is involved in it. CrowdStrike, I got actually, whoa, okay. Here we go. They had earnings, got destroyed. I got stopped out at 1 this morning looking for a bounce on this Bollinger Band, and then it just completely destroyed itself. But this could be a good opportunity for the downside as well. But I think with the earnings report and the market being bullish right now, this is going to probably just slowly chop up. Probably not the best for those. Here we go. NVIDIA's getting that push, baby. Let's go. So I'm back break even, only on 2 contracts, though. I'm such a pussy. I could have got so much profit off that if I bought even like 3 contracts at that $200 level. Would have pushed me down to like a 230 average on 5 contracts. Would have been able to scale out. Yeah, this is going to that 240, so hopefully you guys got involved with this one at some point while I was talking about it the whole time. But this could be pushed to that new high of the day. It looks really bullish, 15-minute as well. Looks like it's setting that base to tap that 240. I'd be scared of the rejection, so right around this 240 level, I'm now literally break even. That's pretty nuts that I just became profitable after being down over $100 a contract. But I'm going to have to probably reposition myself and get out, but hopefully while I was talking about my losing trade, you were able to get in and follow this momentum. Looks like the market just hit a double top here, so be careful of a little bit of a rejection here, but you can now see the Bollinger Band going a little bit. I don't ever chase 3 big-ass candlesticks in a row like that, so I'm just holding on for now. I don't know if I want to get out of these. I think that these could run up to 300, 320. And then I would make no money, but I feel like it might be worth a little bit. I think I'm going to use this as a support line and get one more around this 239 level. Just give me 1 second for this breakout. I'll average down a touch. After all this time, if I still take a big loss around that 200, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to try and get 1 at 260. On this little retest of the support line. So notice how this broke through. Now it's going to consolidate a little bit and hopefully bounce for that breakout. Now we see the Bollinger Bands expanding a little bit. It's going to retest this not 1, 2, but 3 times. So unless it fully rejects here, which it doesn't look like it, I think I'm going to take advantage of NVIDIA. Still have this 242 profit zone. I'm going to change this color to a green. Green will be my profit target zone. I think that I'll change this to yellow to think about taking profits at this break. Right here is my support line. Was resistance, and now we're getting a little bit of support action. I might try to get one right now at 266. Yeah. 267. I don't know if it's going to let me in. Market's bullish, pushing towards that 400. I am a little bit nervous because once this hits 400, we'll probably see a nice little rejection. But at that $400 level, NVIDIA should be spiking up to this 240. This thing has a mind of its own today. Just so bullish the whole day. Clear trend. Hopefully we can get the continuation of that trend. Playing with peanuts right now. It's not moving. The video is really hard to get filled sometimes. Interesting. Still think we got room all the way up to this 242 level. I'm not changing my thesis. The market is bullish. It's going to take a little bit, I think. But if we can crack this 240 high of the day, I think we have that run up to that 242. And the reason for that is a couple days ago we had that 242.50 resistance line. And then right here was that support line from a couple days ago. And I rejected that. This was based off of the 15-minute chart, though. You can see it had some tests over here on the 15-minute, and then it ripped down. So I think that we still have some room over here on the 15. Push this up to 242. So actually, I like it better when it's a little wider. It's right at my cost basis, so I'm break even after being down all the way down here at this 180 mark. Terrible fill for me. I should have averaged in, but hopefully somebody caught that lower. I'm profitable now, which I'm not excited about. I'm not going to be excited about this trade at all because I only have 2 contracts, but if you have more than that, you should be very excited. I just know that this is probably going to retest this 240 here. I'm up $7 a contract. This is actually hilarious that it ran literally $100 from top to bottom. And I didn't average in one time. I held the whole way down and did not buy an extra one. That's crazy to me. I'm looking at this 240 though. Give it like 30 more cents here. We could see one last little push here. Usually off of a bounce like this, I see another candlestick and then that one will start to go. Give it one more candle here and I'll probably hit that 240 mark. I don't know if I'm going to hold it through. I think I'm just going to get out, secure my 20 bucks, my $20 and call it a day. Although this 15 does look good. I will say that 15-minute does look really good there. This is 15 minutes, 20 minutes of straight buying. So if it is a large red candle, I would not be surprised, especially at the top of this Bollinger Band, close to this top. It could double top and reject. So I'm just waiting for a little bit more of a tiny push towards that 240, maybe take 295 or 300, which is really unfortunate for me, but really fortunate for people that were watching this stream starting around this 237 level. I think that this is consolidating as well to have a nice move to that 400, then we could take a rejection. I might just secure my gains on this, like the very small gains I have on NVIDIA, wait for this 400 break. Once it gets towards this 240, I might take my gains on NVIDIA and look for some puts on the SPY at that $400 level because I feel like that's a pretty good resistance level to take puts on. Let this consolidate a little bit longer. If it breaks below this 239.21, I'm just going to get out. Take my $20 loss and call it a day just because I watched this walk me all the way down, then I followed it all the way back up. I have a good feeling it's going to push to this 240 like right here though. 291. 292. There we go. Give me a little push. One more push up towards that 300 level. 294 just secured. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh. See if it lets me out here at 297. Wow. That is unbelievable. I just made $40, guys. I just made $32 I just made on that trade. Watched it run $120 a piece, and I made $32. It didn't average down one time, and I had the conviction it was going to 240. I still think it's going higher, but I'm very disappointed in myself on that trade. But talk to you all the way through it. Hopefully, it's a good thing. And I got to take a call real quick because I have a podcast coming on here in a second. But I will hop back on in a little bit. The $400 level, I am looking for that rejection on the SPY, but NVIDIA might be going to that 242.